She's right there. Good afternoon. My name's Matt Ryan. I'm the current board chair here at Bethel, and I just wanted to say a few things before Mrs. Briskin comes up to introduce our guests. I'm really happy to see everyone here. It's heartwarming to see a lot of people at the synagogue again. I wanted to say a thank you to the Briskin family because they chose to honor their dad in a way that has been a real gift to the Rochester Jewish community. They have brought people year after year to Bethel who bring both excellence and innovation to Jewish music, to what a Hazzan does in a synagogue. I think it's fitting that I'm up here tonight. Mr. Briskin, as I knew him, drove a Hebrew school carpool for a few of us who are here, graduates of Temple Bethel's Hebrew school. And he was committed in that way and committed to Jewish music. He was also a very well-respected attorney in town who I knew of really only by reputation, but being a practicing attorney now, I realized that he had an excellent practice. So, without further ado, I'd like to invite Mrs. Briskin up to bring our guests forward. So, Henrik, come on up. Thank you.
Hi, all. I'm looking at all your faces. Thank you. Well, I appreciate so much that you're all here. And I hear an echo. Do you all hear an echo too? Should I be further or closer? Closer? How is this? Okay. You say this is good? All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. There's always so many things to worry about, and I don't think of myself as a worrier, but then when I saw the weather, I thought, oh, here we go. Something I didn't have to worry about, but it's okay. You made it. You made it. It's been a few years since we all gathered together for the Richard Briskin Cantor in Residence program, 2019 to be exact, when we were all together. 2020 was a disaster. That's when it all started, COVID. And last year we made an attempt to do it all virtual, but this is the best, when we could all gather together. Not all of us, however. Some people are watching us from home, and I thank you for doing that. And I'll put a little plug into my sister who finally learned how to press a button and get live stream. And she's here with us from France, Marseille, France. So hi, Doreen and Gerard. She doesn't know I was going to do that. So I thank the technical crew there for both allowing us to be live stream, and I thank again all of you for being here. And now I want to tell you something about the two artists, performers, cantors, they come under many names, who are with us today. It's been a real joy to get to know our this year's Cantor Residence Award winner, Noah Rachels, and to see the return visit from Matt Austerklein, who this is his third trip here to Rochester, so we must be doing something right. Starting with Hazzan Austerklein. So he was an award winner in 2011, and after 10 years or so, in the Cantorate. He's back to help in a way that's so meaningful to this program, and that's mentoring a student, which this year is Noah Rachels. So he's both mentoring and participating in the entire weekend, and we've had a joyous musical weekend. So, those of you who have the printed program can read a lot about both Matt and Noah, but I'll just say a couple of words. And those of you who were here at Bethel the last couple of days know that you're in for a real treat. Matt, as you see in the program, or I will say to you, he's been doing some mentoring and teaching and researching, and he's just the consummate professional and lovely, lovely, lovely man. I'm thrilled you're here. Noah, who I'm just getting to know and like and love really already. He has a most interesting background, as does Matt, but I'll tell you a little bit about Noah. He had a choice, like many do, career-wise, which way to go. Luckily for us, he chose the Cantorate, but he was in the world of the opera singers for quite a while, and he also was quite successful in the nonprofit world, working with a number of very prestigious nonprofit institutions. As a performer in the Jewish world, he's been involved with some of the synagogues of New York, and he has been in the backgrounds at the beginning, in quartets and the choir, and then eventually decided the Cantorate was for him. I'm going to just give you a couple of key factoids. I checked that with my children. I can use the word factoids. And this is a great one. Noah is a former bagpipe player. How many people do you know you can say that about? And the other thing that struck me was that he appeared on Jeopardy and he won. So that's quite unusual too, to be a Jeopardy winner. And following the concert, if you have questions for him, or maybe he'll give the questions and you have the answers. I don't know quite how that goes. But with a beautiful voice and a delightful personality, we look forward to big things from Noah as he enters the Cantorate. Joining our two performers is our dear friend, Alla Kuznetsov, who's been with the program since the inception. We thank her, where are you, for your strong commitment and your extraordinary talents, Alla. Thank you, thank you. And finally, to those who helped me put this together, Rabbi Bitron, thank you, Debbie Zager, who works day and night. They all do, but I have had the most to do with Debbie more recently, and our very proficient office staff. My heart is full. I'm thrilled that this is the weekend finally after so much thinking and planning and worrying about it. And now I want to ask you to help me welcome Noah Rachels, Matthew Austerklein, and Alla Kuznetsov to start the program.
Shavua Tov, everybody. Since you're in shul, we're going to do something very traditional. Please turn to page 317 and join us in this Iraqi Yaribon.
Yaribon alam ve'almaya, Yaribon alam ve'almaya, Antu Malka Melech Malchaya, Antu Malka Melech Malchaya.
Ova gevurdech betimaya, shifar kodamach le'achavaya.
Yaribon alam ve'almaya, Yaribon alam ve'almaya, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya. שבחינה סדר, צפרה ורמשה, לך אלה הקדישה, דיבר הכל נפשה, עירין גדישין ובני נשה, חבת bara ואוהף שמיה,
יא ריבון העולם ועלמיה, יא ריבון העולם ועלמיה, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya,
unto Malka, Melech Malchaya.
רבבין עובדק ותקיפין, מחי קרמיה וזקף כפיפין, לו יחיה גבר שנין אלפין, לה יאול גבור דרה בחוש בניה, יא ריבון העולם בעלמיה, יא ריבון העולם בעלמיה, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya,
unto Malka, Melech Malchaya.
למקדשך טוב ולקודש קודשין, עטר די ויחדון רוחנו ונפשין, ויזמרו לך שירים רחשים, בירושלים קרתדשו כפריה, יא ריבון העולם
ועלמיה, יא ריבון העולם ועלמיה, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya, יא ריבון העולם ועלמיה, יא ריבון העולם ועלמיה, unto Malka, Melech Malchaya,
unto Malka, Melech Malchaya.
Thank you all so much for coming today. It's so wonderful to see so many faces in person. The first piece I'll be singing, the second piece I'll be singing, the first piece I'll be singing solo today is Shema Yisrael. I'm sure you're probably familiar with the text, written by Abraham Elstein, who is probably best well known for writing for the Yiddish theater in the earlier part of the 20th century. He was considered one of the big four of 2nd Avenue, which is where all the big Yiddish theaters were. But he also kept his hand in the classical music world, and wrote for soloists, wrote for choirs, had a long-standing radio show focusing on Jewish music. This piece is one that he wrote for Jan Pierce, famous operatic tenor, who also could easily have been a cantor, a Hazzan, but chose the path of popular music and classical music. So without further ado.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Vehu yashmienu baracham of shenis. Shenis li'enei kol choy. Vehu yashmienu baracham of shenis. Vehu yashmienu baracham of shenis. Shenis, 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 shenis li'enei kol choy. Shenis, oy shenis, li'enei kol choy. Shenis li'enei kol choy. Lios lochem. Lios lochem. Lios lochem. Lios lochem. Lios lochem. Lios lochem. Le'ohim.
This next piece, Hashir Shel Halavi'im. The text from this, for this piece, comes from all of the Psalms of the day, the Shir Shel Yom. So what you'll hear is it's one piece, but it's almost like seven different pieces in one, covering the week. And these are it's basically recounting what the Levites, the priests in the temple, would say on each day of the week. I'm just going to grab a quick water, and I'll be right back.
שיר שהלוויים היו אומרים בבית המקדוש, היו אומרים בבית המקדוש. ביום הראשון היו אומרים לאדוני הארץ ומלוא תבל ביושבי בו. בשני היו אומרים גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, בהיר אלוהינו הר קודשו. בשלישי היו אומרים אלוהים נמצא בדסה, בכלב אלוהים ישפוט. ברביעי היו אומרים נקמוס אדוני, נקמוס הופיע. בחמישי היו אומרים הרנינו לאלוהים עוזנו, הוריעו לאלוקי יעקב. בשישי היו אומרים אדוני מה גאוס לובש, לובש אדוני עוזיס לזר. תיקון תבל בעל תימות. בשבוס היו אומרים בשבוס היו אומרים מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבוס, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבוס. מזמור שיר ליום השבוס, מזמור שיר ליוסיר לבו, ליום שכולו שבוס שבוס, ליום שכולו שבוס שבוס. מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבוס. ליום שכולו שבוס שבוס. ליום שכולו שבוס שבוס. ומנוחו לחיי עולמים. מזמור שיר, ליום השבוס. For our next number, we'll be doing a doodle, which is originally a folk song, but was arranged by a very famous conductor and composer and arranger, Leo Love, who did a lot of stuff. And but I think it's a really theologically interesting piece. I'm going to sing a little song for you, God. Wherever I go, there you are. If I'm up, you're up. If I'm down, you're down. Or wherever. God is everywhere. Is basically in short.
ריבוי של עולם.
והאלוהים צועקו.
Ribono של עולם, wo kennt man dit Jahr gefunden?
של אלוהים.
Und wo kennt man dich nicht gefunden?
ריבונו של עולם. Als wo ich gehe, als wo ich stehe,
Rak du, nur du, wieder du, aber du, Is emmetsen gut, du, Cholila schlen, ay, du, ay, du, Mizrach du, Ma'ariv du, Tzafon du, Darum du, Shomayim du, Aretz du, Meila du, Matoru, Mizrach du, Ma'ariv du, Tzafon du, Darum du, Shomayim du, Aretz du, Meila du, Matoru, Wo ich bin ich, wo ich bin ich,
Thank you. Another round of applause for Noah Rachels. Isn't he amazing? There are not many people today who can sing chazonis like that. And so you are very blessed here to have both a voice and a neshama that can do something like that. To complete our world tour of the chazonis beginning of our program today, we've gone from New York with Elstein and Co. To an arrangement we just did by Leo Lowe and Ida Meisels from Cleveland. And now we're going to cross the pond to England. I'm not sure how much cantorial history in England you know, but it used to be that the United Kingdom was actually a stopover for many great chazanim, including David and Simcha Kusevitsky. But they left for the Golden Medina because the money was better over here. The United Synagogue had very flat ceilings for cantorial fees, and so a lot of big names passed through there and then found their way to America. In England, there was for a long time a cantorial school at a place called Jews College, which taught the mainline traditional cantors of that era. This piece is from its former director of blessed memory, Leo Brill. It's a very different kind of chazanas, a little more Lida-like, a little more art song-like, and it's my pleasure to share it with you today. This is the Al Gedei Avodecho from the Zichronot of the High Holy Days.
Abodecho hanvim kol Osuv lemor. Haloch v'koroso mi'oznei Yerushalayim lemor. Yomar Hashem Zocharti loch chesed Neuraich Havas Klulos Oich Lechtech Acharai Bamidbar Be'eretz lo zeruah V'nemar V'zocharti od yesperisi oisoch Mimeine Uraich V'gimosiloch B'ritz oisolom V'nemar Havein Yaakilvi Ephraim Im Yelen Shoshuim Kim Yidabri Bo Zochores Kereinud Al Kein Hamum Me'ailoi Rachem Arachamenu Neum Neum Hashem.
Thank you so much. Now back to New York for some Yiddish theater. So back to a piece by Abe Elstein after some thoughtful and deep religious music, some chazonis, perhaps a sentiment that is equally religious at this moment, which is may we all be blessed with health. A big gesinnt, sending refuah shlema to anyone who's at home, who couldn't make it here for immunocompromised reasons or health reasons, and just sending a refuah shlema to all who are in need of it. This is more of a lighthearted song that, just the blessings of health every day, God willing we should have them, sometimes are enough. All the things that money can buy, as the song will say, aren't more than just your health and a good deep breath. Red a bissel Yiddish. Anyone here speak a little bit of Yiddish? It will help with the things I'm going to sing today. Okay. And now, a big gesinnt, if you know it, you can sing along. Lyrics by Mali Pikan. A bissel Sonn, a bissel Regen, ruhig Gott dem Kopf sie legen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. A schika Soch, a Kleid und Lattes, im Kirchene a 3-4 Zlottes, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint bei jedem in einem Orem oder Reich. Oh ja, bissl Freude, a bissl Lachen, amol mit Freund a Schnäpsel machen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Einer sucht das Schiritz, einer sucht Gewirres, einer auf der ganzen Welt. Einer meint das ganze Glück, hopp nur ob in Geld. Sollen alle suchen, sollen alle kriechen, nur ich tracht bei mir. Ich darf das auf Kapores, weil das Glück steht bei mein Tier. Oh ja, a bissl Sonn, a bissl Regen, ruhig Gott dem Kopf zu legen, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Schicha Soka, Kleid und Lattes, im Kirchene a 3-4 Zlottes, a bi gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint für jeden in einem Orem oder Reich. Oh, ja, ein bisschen Freude, ein bisschen Lachen, amol mit Freund, ein Schnäpsel machen, ein bi gesund. Kann man glücklich sein? Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. The next piece on the program is an aria from a zarzuela, which is a type of Spanish operetta, very popular in Spain and Mexico and parts of Latin America. I was introduced to this piece by a former singing teacher of mine who was originally from the Dominican Republic, and so I really had no idea about this sort of repertoire, and it's, as you'll see, it's really quite beautiful. In this particular operetta, in this aria, this young man, Leandro, has received a letter. And the letter is signed, it simply just says, an unhappy lover. And so he's struck by this. Who could be this person writing this letter to me? And so he sings about this mystery woman, this woman of the night. And he sings about how wonderful love is.
Bella enamorada, con tu imagen sueño y un amor dichoso busco para mí. Bella enamorada,
eres mi consuelo, y sin tu cariño, no podré vivir. Noche de amor, noche misteriosa, ven hacia mí, sombra de mujer. Suave placer ver lo que soñamos. Quiero vivir por volverla a ver. Ilusión perdida, quiero recordar de un amor lejano que no volverá. Dama misteriosa, que en la sombra vives, dime ya quién eres, y de mi amor, bella entre ellas bellas, linda enamorada, tú eres mi tormento, yo tu esclavo soy. Noche de amor, noche misteriosa, ven hacia mí, sombra de mujer. Suave placer ver lo que soñamos. Quiero vivir por volverla a ver. Noche de amor, noche misteriosa, ven hacia mí, sombra de mujer, ilusión perdida, quiero recordar de un amor lejano que ya no volverá. I'm going to need a little help with the next piece. It is a Ladino folk song. Is there anyone here who speaks Ladino? All right, Rabbi Bitran. It's a Ladino folk song. It's a wedding song. And in this song, let me back up. It's a Ladino folk song that has been arranged by a composer and musicologist named Alberto Hemsi, who was collecting folk music from the Ladino regions. And really turning what was a simple folk song into really a piece of art, as you'll hear in the piano accompaniment that is played masterfully by Alla. So in this song, it's a wedding song, and talking about how this person's coming to the wedding, and it's the father of the bride. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about the dowry. He just wants to see this happy couple. And so at the very end of this song, please join me as we'll imagine ourselves at a wedding, and please join me in saying Mazal Bueno, which is Mazel Tov, but in Ladino. El novio no quiere
novio no quiere dinero, quiere a la novia de más al bueno. Yo vengo a ver que gocen y logren y tengan mucho bien. El novio no quiere educados, el novio no quiere educados, quiere a la novia de más al alto. Yo vengo a ver que gocen y logren y tengan mucho bien. El novio no quiere manías, el novio no quiere manías, que a la novia cara de alegría. Yo vengo a ver que gocen y logren y tengan mucho bien. Más al bueno.
This next piece is a beautiful duet that was written by a living composer who actually happens to be one of my teachers. I don't know if he was one of your teachers as well. A really brilliant composer by the name of Gerald Cohen, who is a faculty member at the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York. He's also a cantor himself. And this is a piece that he wrote to honor the birth of his eldest child. And it's the priestly blessing, the threefold blessing. And is there anything that you would like to add?
That's a beautiful song. Hope
beautiful.
you enjoy it.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka
Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom 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 shalom. Yesimecha Elohim k'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. Yesimech Elohim k'Zara Rivka Rachel veLeah. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha
You may not know this, but because of the pandemic and life, Noah and I spend a lot of times at home with one or more children, and so this is his first time away from his daughter, and my first time having time away from my kids in a long time. So this Yivarechecha, which of course we say to our children, strikes very close to home today. Now, because as you all know, some with excitement and some with trepidation, what holiday is coming up? Pesach is coming. It's like winter is coming, but it's Pesach. Different music for that. So I'm going to sing for you two Pesach songs, which are both in Yiddish, but which are very different from one another, and both of which describe suffering. So I'm going to give you some practice. What do Jews say? What do Ashkenazi Jews say when they suffer? They say two words, oy vey. So let's get practiced for this. 1, 2, 3. A little more from the Kishkas. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the serious song, is the first one. The less serious one is coming. You'll need that oy later. This first song is called Avodim Hayinu, which you might, or Avadim Hayinu, which you remember from the Seder. This is a Yiddish song by the great arranger and composer Lazar Weiner, who I believe did many services for Cantor Rosenbaum in this synagogue in days of yore. This is a description of how Jews were slaves and were suffering under the Pharaoh and that difficulty and longing for redemption. And so this more serious song goes out to all who are longing for redemption today.
Sklaven seinen mir gewähne Goramol in Lot Mitzroim. Deures kommen und vergehen, nicht gewähn, wer soll befreien. Haben mir dem Lehm geknoten, Ziegen machen vor dem Bäuer, in die Herzer von die Sklaven hat geglitt der Zar und Treuer. Avodim Hoinu. Pfeif den mit sich Beik auf Rücken, schnellt sich in dem Leim mit Zorn. Pore heißt den Teich der Trinken, wenn ein Engel noch geboren. Sohn gebrennt, die Sohn von Misrach, über Plätze stumm gebeugen, und der ohnmächtiger Zorn hat geglitt in die Augen. Avodim Hoinu. Blut und Fleisch im Leim verknoten, und die Sklaven schweigen, stummen. Deures kommen, deures gehen, wird amol die Geule kommen. Avodim Hoinu.
Now comes to the silly part of our program. Who here has heard of TikTok? Who here has ever watched something on TikTok? That's a less hands. Thank you, back row. I appreciate it. Whose children have watched something on TikTok? More hands, a few more. Whose grandchildren maybe have watched something on, yeah, there we go. So, something that was probably not on your major news station, although you never know, they report on social media these days. For a time in 2021, the internet exploded with sea shanties. There was one man in Scotland who decided to record this sea shanty called The Weller Man. And it went viral all over the world. And now if you go on YouTube and Google The Weller Man, you can see millions and millions of views of different remixes where everyone did these videos next to him, singing it with him in full harmony. So I thought this was cool, not just as I personally enjoy sea shanties, which is probably an interesting thing for a cantor, but it's me. I grew up with folky stuff. But I thought to myself, you know, this is a good tune. This could be a Hasidic song. What do Jews do when they see something they like, but they want to make it Jewish? They put it in a Jewish language. And so, as niche as it may be, I called up Mr. Michael Wex, who is worked on Mandy Patinkin's Mamelushin album, doing some of his Yiddish. This is where you turn to the Yiddish part of your program, which is the second to last page, because I need your help. For the chorus of this song is called Yiddish Matrossenlied, or a Yiddish sea shanty. And it is, if you know Yiddish, it's actually a very good, well-written sea shanty with lots of allusions to Torah and Midrash and stuff like that, because Michael Wex is just that good. But for you, I only need you to do two things. There's an easy one and a little harder one. Let's start with the easy one. The easy one is just going oi. So my fist goes back, we do 1, 2, 3. Oi. And in the song it will sound like this. Miren mer nicht schreien oi. You come in an oi, like that. Good. Okay. So one more time. Miren mer nicht schreien oi. There we go. Good. You'll have 2 times to do that, or 3. But let's learn the song. This is the chorus. Kum Mashiach, Heintigs Yor. That means, come Messiah, this year. Gib uns in unser Land affor. Gib uns in unser Land affor, which means give us a fare to our land. Give us a ticket so we can go to Eretz Yisrael. Breng Leviosen, mitten Shorabor. I need you guys for this. This is the menu in Olam Haba. This is the menu, is Leviathan and this kind of cosmic ox. This is really from Jewish tradition. And the last line, Dem Tempel Shire Boy. You. Dem Tempel Shire Boy. Okay, this is how can I have a D? Let's just practice the chorus. This is how it goes. Kum Mashiach Heintigs Yor, gib uns in unser Land affor, breng Leviosen mitten Shorabor, dem Tempel Shire Boy. Let's try that once, and then we're just going to do the whole darn thing. 3, and Kum Mashiach Heintigs Yor, gib uns in unser Land affor, breng Leviosen mitten Shorabor, dem Tempel Shire Boy. All right. This is the Yiddish Matrosenlied without further ado. One more D minor. Gewinn auf Volk a klein Sammel, genommen auf sich dem teures O, Son ihm gehad gor ohne so, und heint is noch a Zoi. Komm, Mashiach, heintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land affor, bring da wir uns mitten Shorabor, dem Tempel Shire Boy. Para is goyes exeres viel, wie Inglach wart da rein in Nil, hom in a Roschet heten will, i man nie kind die Freu.
Komm, Mashiach, eintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land abor, bring wir uns mit Schorabor, mit Tempelschiere boy. Wir wandern jetzt von Land zu Land und sehen zu Spott und euch zu Schand, bald wird sich beiden unser Stand, wir mehr nicht schreien euch. Komm, Mashiach, eintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land abor, bring wir uns mit dem Schorabor, den Tempelschiere boy, oi, 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 yam didinai, oi, didinai, didi, oi, 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 oi. Jeder Mensch hat ein eigenen Pack, der Zadig wie der Paskudniak, ledig Gott bald aus dem Sack, den weiß man nicht genau. Komm, Mashiach, eintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land abor, bring wir uns mit dem Schorabor, den Tempelschiere boy. Sei Mekayim diene, wo mach wie Schiffre und wie Pur. Schick uns jetzt der Eieschuhe, genug scheu Kreksen oi. Komm, Mashiach, eintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land abor, bring wir uns mit dem Schorabor, in Tempelschiere boy, oi, oi, am didid, oi, 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 komm, Mashiach, eintigs Jahr, gib uns in unser Land abor, bring wir uns mit dem Schorabor, dem Tempelschiere boy. Oi!
Thank you to the TikTok stars of Temple Beth El in Rochester.
This next piece is a French chanson. I didn't know that there would be people tuning in from France, so I hope my French is good enough. But this is a song by Claude Debussy, and it's one of the first French songs that I ever learned, and it's just gorgeous. And the title, Beau Soir, Beautiful Night. It's, if you can imagine what it's like to be looking out, maybe not this night with this weather, but in a summertime, looking out over the lake, seeing the sunset, and the colors that come through.
Lorsqu'au soleil couchant, les rivières sont roses et quartiers de frissons courent sur les champs de blé. Un conseil d'être heureux semble sortir des choses et monter vers le cœur troublé. Un conseil de goûter le charme d'être au monde, cependant qu'on est jeune et que le soir est beau. Car nous en allons comme s'en va cet onde.
Thank you. This next piece is similar in that it is also a sort of impressionistic piece of music where you can imagine yourself someplace else. In this case, we're going to Yerushalayim, the view from Mount Scopus, Har Pisgat. And I think for the Jewish people, the view of I'm sorry, getting goosebumps just thinking about it. The view of Jerusalem, it means so much to us. It's not just a beautiful ancient city, but there's so much meaning there. So if you can, try to put yourself there.
פסגת הר הצופים אשתחווה לך אפיים מעל פסגת הר הצופים שלום לך ירושלים מהדורות חלמתי עלייך לזכות לראות באור פנייך ירושלים ירושלים העיר לפנייך לבנך ירושלים ירושלים מחורבותייך אבנך אבנך מעל פסגת הר הצופים שלום לך ירושלים אלפי גולים מקצות כל תבל מושאים אלייך עיניים בפה ברכות איה וברוכה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה ירושלים ירושלים אני לא אזוז מפה ירושלים, ירושלים, המשיח יבוא,
So this next piece is by another living composer, Cantor Meir Finkelstein, composer of many synagogue works that I'm sure some of you know. Ledor vador, ledor vador, beautiful. This is another one of his most well-known prayers that we're happy to share a duet of with you today. The Al Kulam Biprach Vitromam. That for all things we offer praise and give glory to God. which is one of the deep spiritual challenges and deep human challenges, is that life is messy, and we see things that should be fixed in the world, or problems, or things that we wish should never, perhaps have never have been. And yet, what Judaism, what faith offers us, is the hope and that every moment has blessing. Even if there are things that cause suffering, that are difficult, the kulam, the everything, is a blessing. And just like life isn't perfect, people are also not perfect, but they too, every person, is a kulam. And the al kulam yiparach v'yitromam, may all be a blessing.
ועל כולם, ועל כולם, יתברך ויתרומם, יתברך ויתרומם, שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם ועד. ועל כולם, ועל כולם, יתברך ויתרומם, יתברך ויתרומם, שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם ועד. וכל החיים יודוך סלע, ויחללו את שמך באמת, האל ישועתנו ועזרתנו, עזרתנו סלע. ועל כולם, ועל כולם, יתברך ויתרומם, יתברך ויתרומם, שמך מלכנו תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני שמו, הטוב שמך, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה, נאה להודות.
Well, if you can believe it, we've come to the end of our program, and just want to take a quick opportunity to really deeply and truly thank this congregation, Bethel and Rochester, for a warm, warm welcome. You couldn't pick a better student to bring this year. I've had the pleasure of mentoring him. A special thank you to Rabbi Bitran, to Debbie Zager, to the whole staff for just making us feel so warm and welcome, to all of you, and especially, of course, to Henra, who continues to make this wonderful weekend possible. In the tradition of what we do usually at the end of when you're normally in these seats, Adon Olam, page 187. If you were here yesterday, you heard this melody, which is an original of mine. Please join Adon Olam.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא וית נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להגבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי בצורכם ביצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום מקרו ביעדו אפקיר רוחי מייתי שם ליעירה ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא ירא איי 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 Oy 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 ya bye bye ini dam bam bam na na no oy 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 Kiddush.
Thank you so much to Alla Kuznetsov on the piano for wonderful accompaniment today.
COVID be damned. Heck with COVID. I'm sure under your mask you're smiling as much as I am. I couldn't have asked for a better weekend, a better twosome. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm for coming. And before we depart, a couple things. One is every year we present the Cantorial student with, oh, here's a frame without anything in it. No. There is something in this one. This says Noah Rachel's, oh, I almost said Richard Briskin, Cantor residence, presented to Noah Rachel's outstanding cantorial student at the H.L. Miller School of the Jewish Theological Seminary with the date with both Rabbi Bitron's signature and mine. And hopefully this will be on your first pulpit, office. With pride, we give this to you.
Thank you so much.
And for us, every year, we add the name to a plaque. And I'm just noticing, this is not the first one because we've had 23 recipients already, but this particular one starts with Matthew Klein. He was once Matthew Klein, and then he got married. His maiden name. Matthew Klein, this was 2011, so his is the first name, and Noah Rachel's is right up here. So, isn't that so we will proudly hang this on one of our newly created walls somewhere, right? I want to invite all of you for a reception that Debbie and my great volunteers who are spread amongst you here who put together. So please, there's fruit, there's pastries, there's veggies, and I'd feel terrible if I saw full trays, so please eat up. And thank you so much again for coming and enjoying. And those of you way back in the technology world, internet, thank you for being here. Oh, Alla. Oh my gosh, Rabbi. Alla, our unsung hero, please come over here and take a bow. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rabbi. Oh my God. Alla is just, yes, thank you. Thank you, Alla. Alla's been with us just about every year in the 23 years, and as soon as I call her, she says, "When is it? I'll be there." Right? Did I leave anything out? An encore. Oh, yeah. Oh, you do have an encore? Oh, well, these are the consummate musicians. Of course they have an encore.
This is like when they do Anim Zmirot, but you're going to, it's good. It's good. I like Anim Zmirot. Okay. This is our Reshet Sifoseinu.
Oreshes foseinu yerab lefone cholel rab niso. Maybe nu mazin, mabit u'makshiv, maybe nu mazin, mabit u'makshiv, lekol tekioseinu. Kabel berachamim uberatzon, uskabel berachamim uberatzon. Seder, shofroseinu. Ay, ya bam bam bam, ay ya bam bam, ya bam bam, ya bam bam bam, ay ya bam bam, ya bam bam, ya bam bam, bam bam, ay. Maybe nu mazin, mabit u'makshiv, maybe no mazin, mabit u'makshiv, lekol tekioseinu. Usekabel berachamim uberatzon, uskabel berachamim uberatzon. Seder, shofroseinu.
Thank you to Alla on piano. Shavua Tov, everyone.